Hello Mensa and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff different. Every YouTuber I've been watching recently was talking in a mic like this, and the sound is just so good. I was like, I'm gonna try that too. If it's not working, I won't do it in the next video.
Spoiler alert, it's not working. I was so excited about this, but I messed up some settings somewhere. I'm sorry. So enjoy this video of me talking into a mic which is off.
Today I was just hanging in the studio, got a comfortable sweater on, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about my last track, Lost in a Moment. The response has been great so far. Thank you guys, I got so many great messages. Also, Spotify and Apple Music are putting it in big playlists. So I thought, let's just show you guys how I made this track. I also asked you on Instagram for specific questions about the track. I'll be answering those questions throughout the video. I guess that's just it. Let's get started. So a little backstory about the song. I wrote it on December 8th, 2021, and I remember at the time it had been a very busy period. I was finishing up the album, doing all the promo stuff for that, and also did a few shows in Europe. It was a lot, and I just remember getting into the studio and being like, what started all this? Basically, that was just playing around with the instruments, just see what came up. So that's exactly what I did. So this is the first thing I made. Enough. As you can hear, I had the verse already, I had the synth melody, but the pre-chorus and the chorus were something completely different. So the next version I have is this one. Roaming around the streets, need a reason to smile. Ask me how I feel, I'll be running a mile. I'm in the blue. This is still in C, so this is very high. You'll hear that in a second. Take my heart and keep it safe tonight. There's no way back tonight. Get lost inside your eyes. As you can hear, completely different chorus. To be honest, I still kind of like this one, but I wanted to have a chorus which felt so energetic when it hits. I really like that lyric though. Take my heart and keep it safe tonight, because there's no way back when I get lost in your eyes. So that was the second version, and now it was starting to feel like a song. So then I was like, okay, it's way too high to sing for me. So I tried out different keys, and eventually I landed on B flat, which is 2 semitones lower than the original project. So yeah, that was kind of like the start of the track. Here's the project. It's all color coordinated and titled nicely because I've learned a lot from my past projects, and organization is key. Let's dive into it. If I recall correctly, I started out with the drums. The drums are basically like 3 or 4 layers and then some sweeps. Sometimes all you want to hear is just like a little boom clap. So to dive into the questions immediately, what makes the snare so fluffy? I used addictive drums for the drum pattern. I can show you the preset. 4 on the floor, and then that snare. Then I layered it with an extra kick. Just to give it a little bit more, there's this like big clap every... That's basically all the drums. Somebody asked me, can you show me how you made the drum fills? And to be honest, when I got the question, I was like, what drum fills? Because it's basically boom, boom, for the whole song. Then you have this one. It's just 2 toms because I felt like it needed something to drive it into the pre-chorus. There's not a lot going on, so I was like, okay, maybe I can like filter the drums and make it sound a little bit spacey and weird. So I tried this. Kind of like a radio speaker, and then it blends into the reverb, and as soon as the real drums start, it cuts completely dry. Vibing out to this drum beat, and I'm like, this needs some synthesizer. So I fire up my Juno! This is the Juno I played at first. And I'm like, what's going on? So naturally, I'm like screaming in excitement and recording this into the song. And then I end up making this a little lower. Into the sound we all know. Okay, so for the people who are interested, this is the processing I added to the sound. Naturally, I'm just vibing out to this. Oh yeah, we need a bass line. So I grab my bass, and the first thing I'm playing is like super simple. Yeah! Berries and cream, berries and cream. Before I know it, I'm vibing to this, and I have this new microphone. I just got this one, and I'm like, singing along. And I wish I could tell you I had this like super sophisticated idea of the lyrics, but they just kind of came like, whoops. I found out that they made perfect sense in the song, but at that time I just thought, this sounds cool, you know? I do this with my vocals most of the time. I have this lead vocal, which is just very clean, edited, and then I dub it with a vocal which sounds a little rough. And then I dub that with the lead vocal. And it adds like a little bit to it. Because if I just do my lead vocal. Ask me how I feel, I'll be running a mile. You know, there's a little bit going on. It's interesting. It helps my voice sound better, I think. Okay, I got the bass, I got the drums, and that's basically it. Kinda simple, and I'm like, we need this one extra thing to make it more interesting. I honestly can't remember how I made this. I think I just pitched it down and speeded it up. I made this sound out of the synth melody riff. And then I came up with the synth thing that you can't really hear, but oh boy, it does a lot. You just wanna move, you just wanna move. Oh, let's go, you know? And then I added some guitar strums, just like a clean guitar playing like power chords, just to keep the ear entertained, you know? That's like a rule of thumb. Every 8 bars, there's something new which is introduced in the song. Okay, so we're vibing, it's going. I got the verse, and later on I got this pre-chorus. So for the pre-chorus, I come up with different chords. You're kind of getting like hyped when you're listening to it, and then the chorus comes. And I'm like, I want even different chords. Started in the pre already, why not just keep going? So I come up with this different chord progression. Which is super cool. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you about the pre. This is one of my favorite things. Just listen to all the harmonic instruments. That's cool, but then you add this note. Woo! I love that note. That note does so much for me. Okay, so we're going into the chorus. Oh, build up, get ready. Feels nice, but we want a banger, so we need extra layers. I'm like, let's run to the Juno. And then I'm like, okay, this sounds nice, but I need like a little bit more spice. So I added this extra layer. That sounded way uglier on its own than I expected, but in the mix, it sounds really good. Woo! All of a sudden, it sounds so 80s. Right now we're getting into the banger zone. Oh! So you know what? We're going to Banger Town. I just need to stop saying that. We're going to Slap City. So it's sounding nice. And I'm like, all right, let's get into it. For the second chorus, I added some extra layers. We have a few layers of my DX7, my second favorite synth in this room. There's this guitar solo, check this out. Oh! That's 80s heartfelt sound like there. Let's talk about the guitars. I just have these clean guitars to like give it a little drive, and then in the pre-chorus we have this. And in the chorus we have a guitar dubbing the vocal melody too. In my head, this is like a cowboy guitar, you know? This is one of my favorite parts. In the second verse, I thought, okay, we're coming out of the chorus, we need something extra, you know, a little extra line, because we have the bass, we have the guitars, but we've heard that already in the first verse. I don't know why, but this sounds so cool to me. In the pre-chorus, this guitar is just going nuts. I love how crappy I played this. It's not tight, but it's very human and very real. This is the section where I'm talking about little things you probably didn't notice, but are really cool and I'm really excited about. So in the first pre-chorus, if I play you all the instruments. It's cool, it's vibey, it's nice, it's a little mysterious, but I was trying to make like a riser into it. It kind of like introduces that there's a different section coming. So I was making a reversed vocal reverb. So I was adding that. I don't know what happened. I think I just messed up some keyboard combination and it copy pasted it a few times, but that sounded so cool. And I was like, oh, what's going on? But then I played it with all the instruments. As Bob Ross would call it, happy little accidents. And then I did this thing which I thought was really clever. I put the hook, the lost in a moment melody, in verse 2. Because there's a little space. Check this out. So basically that's the production of a song. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but I feel like it has the right sprinkles in the places it needs sprinkles. Oh, and one fun thing about the vocals. I think I recorded half of the vocals with this mic at home and the other half with this mic in an Airbnb in Los Angeles with a blanket over my head. Get lost in the moment. And I kid you not, the lead vocals and all the dubs in the chorus are recorded that way. I hope you like this video. I had a lot of fun recording this. I could talk all day about music production and songwriting and what I think is cool and not. Thanks again for the love and lust in the moment. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, 20th of May, new single coming. Just like that.